Hello everybody, welcome to Minecraft. This is a new series that I'm going to be creating. I don't exactly know what I'm going to be naming it yet. I have a feeling I might be calling it something like Minecraft Survival Experience or something like that. I'll think of a better name. But, yes, this is, like I said, a new series that I've been wanting to make for a little while now. I finally got the kind of things that I need in order to do this. So this is going to be for maybe some of the newer players or someone who maybe wants to get into Minecraft. I'm basically going to be covering the basics as well as some tips and tricks on surviving and, enjoying how to play the game, because this is definitely a different game than most games in the sense that you can almost do whatever you feel like doing. If you want to breed bees, have a really big beehive, and just, thrive as queen bee, you can absolutely do that. No one's stopping you. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get into this. So I'm gonna be going over just some simple things as we go on. Now I'll show you when you hit single player, you might have a worlds list, but it might immediately bring you to this screen if you've never played the game before. Now this is just creating your own world. You can give it a name. We'll call it Celestial's World. And you have different options. Generally, you don't have to worry about these options too much. You can kind of go at your own pace. There's a couple different game modes you can play in. So survival, which is what we're going to play in. There's hardcore, which is, difficult. It's survival, but if you die for good, and that's your world gone. There's creative, which is for players who just like to build things, experience their own creativity. And then there's one more called adventure mode, but it's not really important. That's more for map creators to create something and then have someone go through it. Along with that, there's another option that you'll probably look at, which is the difficulty. The standard is normal, but it can go up to hard. It can also go up to peaceful. Peaceful is different than every other thing in that you won't have any creatures show up. Well, you'll have like cows and sheep and stuff like that, but you won't have any hostile creatures, which, depending on your playstyle, could be good, but we're gonna go for hard just because I feel experienced enough for it, and I think we'll be okay. We can allow for cheats. If you turn it on, you can just do things, give yourself blocks, teleport yourself places, you can switch your game mode, and whatnot. Yeah, we're gonna... See, I'm always debating, because I don't know if I ever really want to, use them, but I really only want to use them for, putting myself into spectator mode. I don't really enjoy the whole, giving myself 100 million things just for fun, but for this, I'm just gonna turn it off. There's data packs, which we don't have to worry about. I don't have any game rules, which, again, you don't have to worry about. I'm not going to go through that. That's too complicated. There's also more world options, which is a seed. Now, every map you play is going to have your own seed. And that's basically just the DNA of your world, in a sense of speaking. Generally, unless you want a specific place to be, you won't have to worry about a seed. Now, we're gonna explore structures, so we're gonna keep these on. These are just different kinds of things you can find around your world. Now with that, let's get into it. We are in our Minecraft world now, and as you can see, we got a pretty cool looking spawn. We have birch trees, we have oak trees, we have spruce trees, we even have a little beach over there. Ooh, I don't think it's a beach, actually. Yeah, we're going to be going into all of that soon enough. We're not really going to be touching some of it. Ow, I just took damage. As you can see, if you fall from more than 4 blocks, you're going to take a point of damage. Now you'll see the health bar and the hunger bar at the bottom of your screen, right above your experience. Now we're going to get into these as they appear, but I'm gonna kind of get started and play the game a little bit. So we have little pigs, which are important because, well, we need to eat. You can see one of my little chicken nuggets down at the bottom already has depleted. And since I'm playing in hard mode, that means if I lose all my chicken nuggies, over time I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna die for good. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm actually just hitting this tree and getting wood. This is kind of the whole fundamental thing about Minecraft, is that you are going to be collecting things, you're going to be breaking things, you're going to be exploring and whatnot, but you need tools to do it. So now I don't want to dull down the more experienced players with, boring things, so I only really want to cover these as they come up, because I have tricks for some of the maybe more experienced players as well. And I'll be showing those as we approach them, but for now, this first episode is going to be a little tailored towards a newer player into the game. So as a newer player, the first thing you're going to want to do is just break down some of these trees and collect some wood. Now, you can open up your inventory by pressing E. I have a skin on right now, which is going to be, I'm probably going to be looking a little bit different than what you look like, but yeah. So let's kind of begin. So now you have you have your inventory. You have what appears to be a person slot. This is for armor. And then you have another slot here that looks like a shield. That's for, well, a shield, but you can also put other things in it as well. As you can see, I could put like an oak log in it, and now I'm carrying an oak log. I'm carrying two, in fact. We're gonna get into that as we get into that, but if I put one of these logs inside the crafting table, I will create 4 oak planks. Now what's good is we can put 4 oak planks in a row and create a crafting table. Now we can put that down with right click, open it up, and we'll have an even bigger crafting screen. This is where you're going to be crafting more things, and as you can see, I can put multiple items in the crafting table, and I can take multiple things out of it. Now, there's a little helpful tip here, or guide. If you click here, you can see different things you can build with the materials you have right now. Now, I don't want you to get too focused on this because it looks like a lot, but trust me, it's not. First, what you want to do is maybe craft yourself some sticks. Oh, I should also tell you, if you click on the sticks icon in here, it will auto make sticks for you, or at least it'll put the wood in the right place. But now that we have sticks, you see we actually are able to create a lot more different items. We're not going to worry about that. So, one of the first things that you want to make is a wooden pickaxe, and maybe a wooden axe might help too. But what we're going to do with these, oh, I forgot to mention, as you cut down some of the trees, they're going to drop things. You can expedite this process by just breaking them, but they'll drop sticks, and they'll drop oak saplings, and with these oak trees, they have a chance of dropping an apple, which is good food. Now we can plant these saplings back down again, and these will just, grow more trees so that, we can maybe be a little more environmentally friendly. But now that I have tools, sorry, I'm a little bit over the place. We're gonna dig down into the floor, and yes, there we go. There we have it. We have some stone. We're going to mine that with a pickaxe. Now, I want to show you something interesting, actually. We got an achievement for mining stone. Just mine a stone with a pickaxe. Now, if we try hitting the stone with our fists, it's not going to do anything. Well, it'll do something, but it's not going to actually give us the block. We need to use a pickaxe to actually mine stone. Pickaxes are faster than your fists, and you can actually gather the material with them. But now that we have, I'm gonna grab 2, 3. I'm gonna grab 11 stone because I'm already sick and tired of this wooden pickaxe. It's annoying me. By the way, you can drop objects using the Q button. You can drop anything in the game. So I'm annoyed with that pickaxe because I think it's too slow. I think I'm going to make myself a stone pickaxe. Stone pickaxes, you'll immediately find, are faster and maybe a little bit more durable than a wooden pickaxe. Now, I didn't talk about durability, but you can see if I pick this wooden pickaxe back up, there's a little bar down here, and that's kind of like its health. The more you mine with it, the more its health is going to deplete. Now, wooden pickaxes have 59 durability, and you can see I'm already down to 45 on it, whereas stone pickaxes have 131. That basically means I can mine 59 blocks with this before it breaks. So I was at 44, now I'm at 43. So that's a good way to keep track of seeing how much you have. Now, you might not be able to actually see the durability yet. I believe if you press F3H, you will bring up your advanced tooltips. Now, I already had mine on, so I just hid them. But advanced tooltips is basically just, being able to see what durability it is, as well as what the actual name of the object is in Minecraft. So this is Minecraft : stone pickaxe. And each of these have their own thing. You can see with an oak sapling and dirt, they don't have a durability, they just have the Minecraft name. So we're starting to run a little bit lower on food. You can see my little food bar at the bottom right is starting to go down a little bit. Now, I saw some pigs around here earlier, and I want to try to find them again because we can kill them to get some food, meat. Now, I'm running right now, and I have running actually set to my own key. I have it set to R, but yours is going to be set to, I believe, Shift. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be set to Control. Shift is your crouch. Crouching is important, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But you can see while crouching, you move a little bit slower. Nice. We just got some raw pork chops. That's perfect because we're starting to get a little bit hungry. Now, we can eat these outright just by hitting right click, but I'd advise against doing that. And the reason is because we can cook these and make them maybe a little more sanitary and better for us to eat. If I can find where I put my crafting table, I actually don't know where it is. Ooh, some sheep. These are important too. I'm actually going to kill a couple of these. Now, you'll notice you can just swing at them, and there's this little bar down here that slowly goes up as you hit them. This is kind of like a crit bar. Oh, wow. Wolves. Things always happen. Wolves are kind of cool additions. They'll actually go after different creatures in this game, and they will kill them. It's not like they eat their meat or anything. They actually drop the raw mutton for us to eat, but yeah, you can see that just happen again there. We'll get into wolves a little bit later. Yes, but I think actually, I didn't really think about this, but I'm thinking about decreasing this down to peaceful just so that I can actually showcase this a little bit, because at nighttime special things happen. I put this on peaceful so that those special things don't happen, and we can kind of continue on with this. But yes, there is a day and night cycle. Now, like I was saying, there's this bar that appears now. There's a couple things that you can do. You can wait for this to charge and hit them, or if you just hit them all the time, it will actually decrease the damage that you're going to deal to them. Now, I'm not going to hit this wolf because they'll actually become angry and try to attack me. But there's something else that you can do while you're foraging for food, or really even while you're attacking something, because that might be something that you have to do later in the game. If you jump and fall, while you're falling, you can hit something and you'll get what's called a crit. Basically, it's just critical damage. And, oh, 2 eggs. That's kind of lucky, actually. And with critical damage, you basically just deal more damage. Now, with a crit, we can actually kill chickens in one hit, and I think we could actually kill the sheep in one hit too. Ooh, it's starting to rain. It's getting a little bit dreary out. What I'm thinking about doing actually is I'm just going to make a different crafting table. Put that down, and we're going to make a bed with the wool that we got from killing the sheep. I'm going to hide this just so you guys don't get too stressed out about it if you're not used to looking at it. But a bed's useful because with a bed, we can actually go to sleep during the night. I'm going to clear that. And we got an achievement called Sweet Dreams. Now, I haven't gone into achievements yet, but if you press L, you'll actually get a list of advancements. Now, what's good about this is actually, if you're kind of new to the game, it might be worth looking through these because they kind of go through different stages of the game. So first, Minecraft, the heart and story of the game. That's just for logging in. That's just for, creating your world. Next, you'll get Stone Age. So, all you have to do is just make a wooden pickaxe and mine some stone with it. Getting an upgrade, construct a better axe. Now you'll kind of notice a little bit of a pattern with the actual icons. They kind of hint towards what you might have to do. So, smelt an iron ingot, you're going to have to find iron at some point. And it hints at smelting objects. Now, I haven't gotten into that yet, but I'm just about to because with 8 stone, we can make a furnace. Also, you might be wondering how I'm doing this because you might just be placing them one at a time, and that's not that fun to do. You can also shift click, by the way. I'm just holding in the right click button and making a circle, and it will autofill for me. That is one of the most useful things that Mojang ever invented to this game, because we used to have the same problem you were having where we had to just put them in one at a time. But now that I've made myself a little furnace, what we can do is we can actually cook with it. So if I put 2 pork chop up here, I can put in anything that you can really smelt per se. Now we don't have anything great to use for fuel, but we do have wood. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to make myself a second piece of wood just to put it in here. And you'll notice there's a little flame going down. That's kind of the durability of the wood. So you can see it's melted 1, but it uses up the fuel. Now there's a progress bar here, which basically just shows how much longer it's going to take until it's finished. So that's good. But something else you might have noticed is the cooked pork chops are done, but you'll see the raw chicken and the raw mutton have a pretty low what's called saturation, which you can see on the right there with the little chicken nugget. Now, the pork chops before we cooked them only had 2, but after we cooked them now they have 4. So that's good, which it's basically you just want to be able to cook your own food before you actually smelt it. Wait, that didn't make sense. You want to cook food before eating it because it's going to give you a higher amount of saturation as well as food so that you don't starve. So instead of using all of our wood to do this, I'm actually going to put in 1 oak log and I'm going to put in an oak plank. And this actually also smelts down into something. It doesn't smelt down into food, but it will smelt down into charcoal. Charcoal is very similar to coal, which we haven't experienced yet, but it's a lot better of a fuel source than the wood. So instead, 1 piece of wood will smelt 1.5 items, but 1 charcoal will smelt 8 items. So we put in 6 things here, and it'll smelt through all of them, and we'll effectively waste 2 fuel kind of things, but we'll have food. So it's kind of worth it in the end here. So what I'm thinking about doing right now is creating just a small little hobbit hole for myself just to be able to survive in. Because as the nights come on, things will get a little bit dangerous, like I suggested before. I'm actually going to switch this over to easy mode just so I can kind of showcase that later today. We're going to take both of these with us, and what I'm thinking about doing actually is just maybe going over by this beach area and just mining down, creating a little spot for me to exist. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just mining out a little area because I just want room to stretch my legs a little bit, because I'm planning on living in here for temporarily. I don't plan on living in here forever. I kind of want to build my own base for that, but you know, nothing like making your place a little home for yourself. So we'll put down our smelting equipment as well as our crafting table. We'll make a little spot for the bed over here, and we're looking pretty decent actually. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna smelt a couple more of these because I want some more charcoal, because I want to be able to make torches, and we'll get into torches in a second. I'm just gonna mine some more wood real quick. Oh, okay, I just broke this tree down and I actually got an apple from it, which I mentioned earlier could happen. Apples won't spawn if you break the block, but if you let them slowly despawn, which they will do after you break all the wood around them, these leaves will slowly fade away, as you can kind of see. Like that one just disappeared. When that happens, they have a chance of dropping these saplings, a stick, or an apple. But I didn't showcase that earlier, so I just wanted to show that now. Okay, got ourselves a piece of charcoal. I think I meant to put 2 planks in here, but that's okay. With that, we're actually gonna smelt some more oak logs. Now you notice, you know, it took a lot of effort to make 1 oak log into a charcoal, but that 1 charcoal will make a lot more charcoal for us. So we're just gonna do that, and that's gonna make a lot of charcoal for us. So now I'm gonna show you what charcoal does for you in a second. Now meanwhile, you can see my axe is about to break. I'm just gonna make myself another one, just because I do need to chop more of these trees down, because I'm gonna need a lot of wood for what I have planned. So perfect, we're actually getting quite a bit of charcoal. Now what we can do with charcoal is we can make some sticks and actually put some charcoal on top of them. This will create torches for us. Torches are a very important part of this game. They'll actually brighten up your room a little bit. Now it's kind of hard to tell just because this room's pretty well lit because of the furnace, but I just, you know, for future reference, you might need some torches just to light your way a little bit. So our inventory is starting to get a little bit cluttered. Now you might be wary of that too. Something we can do about this is actually make a chest. Just make a little O with some wood, and we have ourselves a chest. I'm gonna make a little spot over here for it, just so we can put down some things. So we'll just put some of our food in there. I'm gonna keep some food on me, but I'll put the apple in here. Some of the lilacs that I picked up earlier, and some of these saplings. It's good because, you know, you're gonna have a lot of trouble trying to manage your inventory space later in the future, and chests are just a good way of making it so that it's a little bit easier on yourself. Well, the sun's going down again. I'm probably gonna sleep this night away, and I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna go exploring a little bit. Exploring is a very big part of this game, because, oops, oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, right clicking on a bed will set your spawn point, which means if you die, you'll just respawn around this area generally. But now that it's fully nighttime, we'll actually be allowed to sleep, and when we awake, it will become morning. You'll see that the sun is no longer over there, but it's actually over here, because that's where the sun sets. The sun sets in, or I'm sorry, the sun rises in the east. Now, I slept so that we could have a full day of exploration. Now, I'm kind of running through here like a little bit of a madman, but, you know, you might want to be a little bit careful trying to maneuver around here. Now, I'm running through this spruce forest, and you'll notice there's a lot of snow, there's a lot of new trees, there's some new creatures. that's kind of the point of Minecraft. Well, it's one of the points of Minecraft, is that you can explore, you can go on adventures, and just, do things at your leisure. You can find interesting things like a lava waterfall. Well, I guess it's not really a waterfall, is it? But, a little bit of a lava fall, which extends way down into the depths. I kind of want to see what's down there a little bit. Ooh, I didn't want to take that much damage though. Ooh, there's some gold and there's some copper over there. We're gonna get into that a little bit. I want to dedicate a whole video to mining, to exploring the mines, but for now I just want to explore a little bit. So as you can see, when we ate that piece of cooked mutton, not only did our food bar go up, but so did our health. Once your hunger bar is almost full, if you have if you have a full hunger bar or you're missing one of these little nuggets, then you will slowly regenerate health. But regenerating health will actually slowly take away from your hunger too. So it's a little bit of a balance that you might want to strike. I've been exploring this place for a little bit, and there doesn't seem to be too much. I'm honestly looking for a little bit of a higher vantage point. Ooh, that is actually awesome. I don't know. I won't go over there. I don't want to cover villages quite yet, but villages are quite useful, especially if you're just starting off. But I want to dedicate a little bit of an episode to them because they're rather important. There's a lot of pigs. There's like a pig hole over here. Ooh, it's a creeper. Yeah. Now that we're on easy mode, I switched it to easy mode. As we go on, I'll progress it up to hard again, but I just wanted to showcase these different kinds of experiences you can have while starting off. And just because I'm starting off a little slower than I would usually start off, I'm kind of ramping the difficulty a little down for me just so I can help explain to you guys. Ooh, that's awesome actually. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This right here is a mountain. Ooh, another one over there. These are important because what I'm looking for right now actually is some coal. Now, coal generates, and I say the word generates because everything in Minecraft will generate a certain way. Coal generates in these larger areas here. This is new to the game. This is 1.18 edition. You used to have to go mining for all of your coal and all of your other items, but now the items are spread out a little bit, so you can find coal more on the outskirts of these mountains. Now if you mine one, it might be worth mining a little bit in here just to see if there's any more, but you can see that coal and charcoal look very similar, and that's because they actually serve a very similar purpose. They both make torches and they both act as fuel for your furnace. This is actually a beautiful little landscape we have here. I'm maybe thinking about building a house near here, but we'll have to see about that in the future. Ooh, this is actually kind of awesome. This is a dripstone cave. Now, dripstone caves are also somewhat new to Minecraft. They're 1.18. I honestly, I don't know too much about them, I'm afraid, because I stopped playing Minecraft at about 1.16, I think, when the bees started coming, and then I recently joined back, and I kind of had to learn my way through what they've changed and what they've done. But that's kind of the point of making this, is because I want to learn these things, I want to experience them, and I want to do it with you guys. And I want this to be a learning opportunity, both for newer players and for players maybe who also, you know, maybe haven't played this game in a little while. Now, I didn't explain this, but this right here is some iron. If we mine it, it will drop a little chunk of iron, raw iron. We can smelt that into iron ingots, which you might remember as acquiring hardware. We can possibly try to get that achievement soon. But I do want to just continue mining for a little bit. It's kind of important that we get some coal, get some iron, as well as some other things. Yeah, so I'm actually thinking about moving in here. But I think we'll do that at a later date. Now, I want to get into mining and a couple other things in the next episode. This first episode was more about just the basics of Minecraft, and maybe it wasn't the most enjoyable thing to watch for some of the more experienced players, but do believe me, as this goes on, I won't be having to explain as much of the game, and we can kind of take our time and leisurely enjoy playing the game as well as learning just interesting facts about the game. So, yes, thank you all for watching. Yeah. I don't know how to end this. Bye.